it has a antibiotic resistant strain of bacteria in it, and I was hoarding a couple of extra ones. Hi guys, so I was actually just getting ready this morning and I thought, why don't I just film how I do my face makeup, because I've done a couple eye tutorials now but my face makeup was already done. So I just figured I'd sit down, talk to you, show you what I do, just in case you were curious. I did already do my eyebrows, I just don't know if I can do them on camera yet. So anyway, I got my coffee here in a lovely Christmas mug, even though it's almost March, because I still haven't put them away. And I'm just gonna play with some makeup. Okay, so I already primed my face as well, because that's when I got the idea to film this. So I used the Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer, and I just put that on my cheeks, forehead, nose, chin, and then the rest of my face I sprayed that SMASHBOX primer water on it, and of course my face was cleansed and moisturized before. So anyways, the next step I would do is I actually put on a plumping lip gloss. So this is just a Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker in the shade Spun Sugar. So I just put this on while I'm getting ready. It kind of moisturizes my lips a little bit, makes them look a little bigger. This one tangles quite a bit. I also like the one from Buxom and the ones from Sephora. Also the Balm, they have some lip glosses that are plumping, but I find they don't last very long. Anyways, after that, I'm gonna grab my sponge here. I just have my little brush dolly thing that I have a lot of stuff that I use all the time in, and I'm just going to grab my beauty blender. There we go. And it's already dampened, so I've been using this Maybelline Superstay foundation, and I have the color 110 Porcelain. A lot of people say that it oxidizes. I do agree. I have the one that's a step up, and that one turns pretty orange on me. But this one is so pale that I can get away with it throughout the day after powder and everything. I still haven't figured out if this is what's breaking me out. I stopped using it and my skin seemed to clear up, and then I used it again and I didn't get any breakouts, so all this is just old acne marks. And then I'm just going to take my sponge and pounce that in here. So I'm having really fun with, yeah, it looks really white on camera, it's not that white in person. I'm having really fun with filming YouTube videos. It's quite a learning process. My husband has his own channel and he does video game things and stuff like that, and so he already has all the equipment and software for it. And I just figured, what the heck? I've noticed that where I live in a rural area in southwestern Ontario in Canada, and I noticed that not too many people around here know too much about makeup, and I kind of feel like a little not left out, but you know, kind of like the odd man out here, you know, wearing a lot of makeup and stuff. A lot of women don't, you know, the most they wear is just like a tan and moisturizer and maybe a little bit of brown eyeshadow and some mascara and a lipstick. And I noticed when I went to a bigger city near me, it's about an hour away, I spent the day at the mall there. Wow, that looks so white on camera. Promise you, it's not, in person I don't notice the difference between my face and my neck. Oh wow. But when I was at the mall there, I had so much fun. There was so many people that knew a lot about makeup and I could talk to about makeup, right? I went to Sephora and I was talking with the employees there and some of the people in the store, and same with at the Bay and MAC, because they have MAC at the Bay here. And also I went to the MAC store, you know, and people, it was just fun talking to other women about makeup and not feeling like I had to explain everything I talked about when I was like, oh yeah, the Patrick Star powder by MAC is I like that a little bit more than the Laura Mercier, but I'm scared because I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being limited edition. I didn't have to explain to them what the Patrick Star powder was and what Laura Mercier powder was. Here, if I were to talk to anybody, I would have to explain those things. So it was just kind of nice talking with other people about makeup, and that's what I'm just going in with some Tarte Shape Tape. Here, and I have the shade Fair Neutral. And, so I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel and see if I can reach out to some people and maybe just become some friends with some people online and just talk about something that I really like. You know, it's not my whole life or anything like that, but it's something that I'm interested in and I've always enjoyed. So I figured, hey, why not? Let's give it a shot. I've had a little bit of interaction here on YouTube. I get more on Instagram right now, but my channel is so new and I'm still learning where to put the camera and how to hold my mirror and my eyebrows ended up turning out a little crazy today, but I usually do them after foundation. I decided to do them before, and this is what happened. I have a pimple here I'm trying to get covered up. I'm just going to put that on there and let it dry. So what kind of videos do you guys like watching? Do you have any suggestions for me for ideas for me to film certain videos? I'm totally open to it. I obviously don't want to spend a fortune on new releases, and I'm not like a big YouTuber that would get a whole bunch of PR. So I'm not going to, and I can't review every single thing that comes out, but there's so many releases nowadays anyway. I don't think anybody can keep up. I seen today on Sephora that that Violet Boss, like a Boss palette, is on there. It's not for sale yet, it says coming soon, but they have it on the web page. So I checked the little email me thing for when it's available. I think Trend Mood, oh no, that was the Urban Decay Back Talk. That one's on there as well. Trend Mood said that'll be available March 8th, but it's already on there, just not for sale. And I was right, both of them are almost $60. The Violet Boss, like a Boss palette, $60, and the Urban Decay Back Talk is $60. So I'm not going to get both of them. I might just wait till I see a review. That Urban Decay Back Talk palette, at first I really thought it was kind of a cool... What am I going to do now? I'm going to grab some of this e.l.f. Sheer setting powder. It's for under your eyes. And I'm just going to put this under my eyes. I'm just going to grab a little brush here. What was I saying? Yeah, it looked really cool, but I'm just going to bring that down where my face creases a little bit. But now that it's out and I see that it's $60 and I looked at it again to see, then I seen that it was $60 and I was kind of looking at it again and I don't know. There's one blush shade in there. It's a really purpley red blush. I don't think I would use that. Their highlighters I know are hit and miss. Just gonna grab some eye primer and just a little, oh, well, that went away. And just a little brush. It's just a cheapy brush from, it's just a cheap brush that I got a set from eBay. But yeah, now I don't know if I want it. What do you guys think? Are you going to still pick it up? Do you think it's a little boring? The more I looked at it, the more I realized how the shadows were kind of, they seem cool, don't get me wrong, and it's a different kind of palette for Urban Decay. Well, I didn't even tell you what I'm doing. I have this BH Cosmetics eye primer. It's in the shade Smooth Canvas. I'm just putting that all over my lid. But it is just pink and purple at the end of the day. I have pinks and purples. I suppose if you didn't and you were really into pinks and purples and you like Urban Decay, I mean, I wanted it to begin with, but compared to that Violet Voss palette, the Violet Voss palette seems better. And quite frankly, I don't even know if I'm going to get that. I really try to be careful about what I purchase, you know. I'm in my 20s and I don't need everything, and I don't need every new release and too many eyeshadow palettes, and I already feel like I have too many. I have more than I could use. If I used one a day for a week, I still couldn't use every single one. So I have more than enough. I try to be really careful about it. And now that I found out Tati's coming out with the brand, I'm apprehensive about purchasing anything because I want to support her. So I'll probably end up getting something from her. I seen just before I filmed this that she just put up a video, something along the lines of 20 questions about my brand. So after this, I'm going to be watching that. Okay, and then next I'm going to grab this Laura Mercier powder in translucent. And I just kind of shake it a little bit so it goes in the lid. And then I'm going to grab another damp sponge and just push that in. And if I didn't mention it, yeah, I didn't mention it in this video. And if you haven't watched any of my other videos, I have oily skin, so I really try to make sure that I use a powder that's going to help control those oils and a foundation that well. And I make sure to really press the powder in. It just helps to lock everything in. You need to be careful though, because if you use too much, you'll end up looking cake face. And then I'm going to grab this fluffy brush here and just sweep that along. One thing, I guess I can discuss this. So I was talking about why I created my YouTube channel. And I really do. I want to talk to people and interact with people and just have a good time. And my husband asked, you know, what my plans are with it and things like that. And I said, just to have fun and to make some friends and, you know, just typical normal thing. And just grabbing this SMASHBOX palette. And it's their contour palette. I'm just going to use this shade to contour with the little brush that it came with. And I told him that I don't want to get for my channel to get big. I don't want to be that big YouTuber. Oh, there's a neighbor walking. It's kind of still weird for people to walk by and see me filming. They're probably like, because I'm filming in my bedroom, so they're probably like, what's she doing? You know? Yeah, that's not something that I want. I have a career that I want to grow in, and it's, you know, and this isn't me talking myself up or anything like that, but it's a really professional career, right? Like, public image does account for something, right? We actually have a policy. I'm just gonna grab some powder because that looks a little too dark. Still getting used to seeing how everything looks, and well, I'm sitting in a different way just so you can see what I'm doing. We actually have a policy that we need to represent the company at all times. So that means online, on Facebook, on Instagram, on everything. Not promote the company or anything like that, but just be aware that what we do affects the image of where I work. And it makes sense, right? You know? I'm sure other people can relate with that, and so I was quite scared. Let's get to the point here. This is really hard talking and doing my makeup. I usually am just quiet when I do it. So I was always afraid to do YouTube because part of me doesn't want my coworkers to know I'm doing it. Part of me is afraid if I became a big YouTuber how that would affect my career and stuff like that. So I don't think I would ever allow myself to get big. And I don't know, I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth here, but I don't know. I'm still apprehensive about doing this, but you know, I need a hobby. I need an outlet. Before it was always just work, 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 you know, and I just need an outlet. And I'm just grabbing this, I'm gonna blind you, and I'm just grabbing this Anastasia bronzer. I'm sure if you watch my channel you already know it's in the shade Tawny. And this fake Real Techniques brush. Yeah, it still looks oranger on camera. In my review I said that too. I don't know why. Because it barely looks. If you've seen any of the pictures that I post on Instagram, I'm wearing it in every single one of those pictures and you can barely see it. But for some reason, on camera, during the day when it's really bright out, it looks oranger. So I figured, okay, yeah, I'm just going to do YouTube and film. I mean, what's it hurt? I'm learning a new skill. I've learned how to edit. I'm learning how to use Photoshop, which are all good skills to have, right? So, what's the harm? As long as I can't talk about anything very controversial or anything, which is kind of hard for me because I do go off on rants, but at least I can edit it out. Now I'm just grabbing, I'm still addicted to this bronzer, so I use it all the time too, and it's the Diffused Bronze Light It's one of the Ambient Lighting bronzers by HOURGLASS. It's so pretty. I got this when Sephora was doing that you could buy one thing for $20 off. And I wanted to get this for a long time, but I didn't want to pay that for me $55. So when I got $20 off, I scooped it up. And I'm just using this little MAC brush that I got in the Snowball kit with the highlighter. Alright, so next will be blush. I'm just going to use this small little e.l.f. brush. And I'm picking up this Tarte Blush Bazaar. And I'm going to use two shades. So I'm going to use, what's this one? This shade here, Dainty. And then this shade up here called Exhilarating. I'm reading, well, listening to a book. I've listened to it I think 3 times now, and it's on Audible. I'm not sponsored. I just actually ended up trying it because who talked about it? Well, quite a few YouTubers have talked about it, but Raw Beauty Christy did. And I just figured, oh, you know what? I'll try it. My husband likes it, so I got it on my phone and my iPad, and I've been listening to this book. It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving a F***. And actually, that book is what sort of motivated me to start YouTube, because in the book they just say, you know, Mark just says, why care? Don't try. Just do your thing and have fun. Right? We're all gonna die someday. You might as well do what you want to do and have fun with it. I'm grabbing this Ambient Lighting powder in Dim Light. And I agree with that, and I can relate with that, and I realized that, and I was just going around the perimeter of my face and blending that in. This gives you a nice glow, right, because I use such a matte foundation. In my daily life though, I was caring so much about things that really didn't matter. You know, like I was saying, oh, how work has that policy, you need to always represent the company and blah blah blah. I was letting that affect my decision to do something that I've wanted to do for a while. Why? Because talking about makeup is wrong? Because I should be ashamed that I'm a professional woman and I also like to do makeup? There's professional makeup artists that I really respect. And then I'm grabbing HOURGLASS Ambient Lighting powder in Ethereal Light. It's a little bit whiter. You know, why is liking makeup a bad thing or looked down upon? I was watching, well, there's quite a few YouTubers that have said that they felt the same way. But just recently, just before I started my channel, and while I was reading that book by Mark Manson, or listening to that book by Mark Manson, I watched Samantha March. I'm just going to grab that powder and just blend everything together. I really blend a lot. And I'm not pushing hard, it's just this brush is so fluffy. But I was watching Samantha March, and I think, yeah, this was one of her older videos. I've somewhat fallen in love with her channel, so I was watching some of her older videos. I do that to YouTubers I really like, and there was a video that came up, and it was how she started YouTube, and there's my neighbor again. Maybe she's just going for a stroll around the building. About how she had a book blog, and then I'm just gonna grab this Emery's highlighter, of course, about how she had a book blog and that she started a YouTube channel and she wanted to talk about beauty and stuff. You know, she had started talking about beauty on her blog, and she tried to start her channel a couple times and always ended up quitting because she became so discouraged because people kept saying, oh, you know, people won't take you seriously as an author, because she is an author, and people won't take you seriously because you're talking about makeup and beauty. Why? Why does that matter? Does it make you less of an intelligent human being because you like to wear makeup? That doesn't make much sense. Sometimes I think people are less intelligent human beings because all they care about is football. But I know that's not the truth. And sorry if you like football, I don't mean to offend you. It's just something I'm not interested in. So that's my point, is why do people think less of you because they're just not interested in it and you are? That's not right. That's not okay. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna start my channel and I'm gonna do this. And sorry, I'm just cleaning off that brush that had that eyeshadow primer on it. And just see what happens. What's the worst that can happen, right? If people think badly about me for starting this channel and doing this, then that says more about them than it does about me, right? Alright, so the camera stopped recording. I don't know where it did. So I was just saying that I'm finishing up my brows. And this Tarte brow gel is okay. The Benefit one was my favorite, that Gimme Brow. But I heard that they discontinued it. And then I was wondering why. I figured, oh, maybe something happened, or maybe they're just changing the formula and they want us to buy something else, or, you know, something like that. When that new, sorry if I was out of frame there, because I'm still learning. When Benefit did that whole trip with everyone, and they were bringing everyone all over, all these YouTubers and influencers on these trips and everything, and people were saying, oh, I thought it would be a lipstick or a lip gloss or a highlighter because it was called Out of This World. I really thought it was going to be a new brow gel just because of the Gimme Brow being discontinued. They were saying it's out of this world. You know, brows have been really on trend, so that's what I thought, but it was that mascara. I've never seen such an outrageous business expense and trips for a mascara. I love the Benefit Roller Lash. It's my favorite mascara. I use it every single day, but I don't know. It kind of made me think to myself, so I'm paying $30 for a mascara that I use and I like, so you can send people on these huge trips to sell more mascara. I don't know. I'm not mad at the influencers about it. It makes me look at the company a little differently. I don't know. I always like to see where my dollars go, and I would have rather Benefit say, oh, we're doing this big thing that's out of this world, and is, you know, it turns out to be a mascara, but the way they promote it is by donating to some kind of charity, like women's centers or something, you know. And I'm just going to go in with this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Setting Spray. Oh, what was my rant about there? Oh, the brow gel. I use a lot, I know, but I put a lot of powder on. See what I said about getting off on rants? The brow gel, though, I ended up finding out that it has a antibiotic resistant strain of bacteria in it, and I was hoarding a couple of extra ones. Yeah, now I don't know what to do with them because I don't want to put them on my face, but I'm like, oh, these were expensive, you know, and I love them and they didn't hurt me before, you know. I'm trying to come up with all these reasons. I wish that they would come out with more of a statement saying it won't hurt you, but the FDA deems that we can't have this floating around, or, you know, some do, or, it's an antibiotic resistant strain of bacteria that won't hurt you. You know what I mean? Because there are kinds of bacteria that won't hurt you. I don't know what kind it is. So I'm guessing it would hurt you though if they are pulling it from the shelves. And it was such a good seller. So anyways guys, that was how I do my face makeup. Hopefully I explained it well enough and you could see what I was doing. And sorry about going off on all the rants, but it was fun just sitting down and talking with you. Like I said, if you have any suggestions or if you just want to talk to me about makeup and different things that are coming out, I'm more than open to hearing from you. So just leave a comment down below and also add me on Instagram. It's just at Paige Mifflin, same way it's spelled here, just no space between Paige and Mifflin. And you can even just add me on Instagram or follow me, and then we can share photos together and experiences together that way. And also, if you would like to see more of me, please subscribe so we can continue on this makeup loving journey together. Thanks guys, bye.